Now, from the station you count on, in-depth investigative coverage of today's biggest stories. This is KARK 4 News at 10 in high definition.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Bob Clausen.
And I'm Jessica Dean. Glad to have you with us. We begin this evening with some sad news as a staple in the country music industry has passed away here in Arkansas. It's a story tonight, new at 10.
KARK has confirmed that country music mainstay Gene Williams died earlier today at his home in Sherwood. His family confirming the news to us. Williams was best known for his show, the longest-running country music television show in history. It airs each weekend here on KARK. Simply put, Mr. Williams is a jewel in the crown of country music. If he didn't have some involvement in it over the last 50 years, he saw it happen, and he interviewed those involved at one point or other in their career. His show made into homes across the country, into Canada and Puerto Rico. Williams was 73 years old, passed away around 4:30 this afternoon. The cause unknown right now. Tonight we had a chance to speak with Williams' daughter, Debbie, about the legacy he leaves behind.
Up until the last, until the day. He just continued to press on. His health had gotten bad over the years, but he had, that's what kept him going.
Williams leaves behind 6 children and 10 grandchildren.
In other news this evening, also new for you tonight at 10, 130 people in Conway will be out of a job come next April. The layoffs are happening at Bosch and Morrilton. The company makes concert speakers. We had a chance to talk with Morrilton's mayor, Scott Nelson, about the cuts. He says he does not want the layoffs to affect the people of his city and wants another company to move right in.
Let's get on the ball. We don't need to wait and wait a year to find something. We need to start working right now, and I expect that they're going to start doing work on it right away to get someone in.
Again, the job's expected to be cut next April. Call him the leader of the pack, I guess you could say. Guz Malzahn taking over the head coaching job at Arkansas State University.
And as you can imagine, the Red Wolf Nation going wild. Here's more.
That's right, guys. Just a huge day here in Jonesboro. Earlier this afternoon, Coach Guz Malzahn was introduced as the new head football coach at Arkansas State. And then tonight, he got some love right here on the basketball court. So just a big day for Guz Malzahn and an even bigger day for Red Wolf Nation, with a number of big-name programs putting their bid in for Coach Malzahn. Today, he officially chose Arkansas State to be his first program to head coach. And the fans could not be more excited about it, and neither can Coach.
No, I'm very excited. I was a high school coach in this state for 15 years. I've been a college coordinator for 6. And probably the last 2 years, I kind of got the itch to be a Division I college coach. And so for this day to finally get here in a place like Arkansas State and a place like Arkansas that I'm very familiar with, it's very exciting.
That's right. And not only very exciting for him, but also very exciting for the fans. We're actually going to hear more from Coach coming up in sports. That's all for now. I'll send it back to you guys.
All right, Jason Snavely, we'll see you in a bit. Time almost up for North Little Rock residents trying to stop a goose hunt in Burns Park. The deadline to give alternative suggestions less than 24 hours away. KARK4's Brittany Johnson has been following this story. She joins us now live from Burns Park in North Little Rock with more. Brittany, what's the latest?
There are a couple of hundred geese expected to be in this park. Well, they may be nice to look at, but they're causing a really big problem for people who want to come out and enjoy the facilities, enjoy the golf course, but they really don't want to have to step around and dodge toxic animal waste.
These geese don't golf, but they sure know how to cover the green. Their poop everywhere and pushing the city of North Little Rock to find a way to get rid of the problem. The situation is all too familiar an hour down the road in the largest gated community in the nation.
We tried noise harassment, fences, decoys, swans and coyotes. None of that worked.
Goose program manager Steve White lists the resources they exhausted trying to clear more than 800 birds from lakes and golf courses in Hot Springs Village. Just like North Little Rock, they considered killing the geese last year until
it caused such a public outcry all over the nation. It's not just in the state, not just in this village.
In response, they researched more non-lethal methods and consulted the Humane Society of the United States. They recommend communities prohibit feeding, harass them with dogs or noise so they don't get too comfortable, and lastly, egg addling. It's a form of birth control shown in this video where eggs are covered in light oil to prevent them from hatching. These are all options being suggested in North Little Rock. While White is pleased they chose the humane option of egg addling, he admits lowering the future population isn't solving their immediate problem.
As far as the old geese, we're just going to have to let the natural progression take place.
Now, residents in North Little Rock have until tomorrow at noon to submit their ideas on how they would solve this problem to the city clerk. If you want to learn how to do that, you can check out how on our website, arkansasmatters.com. Also, if you want to include your idea, make sure to add how you would help pay for this issue or how the city would fund it, because that's a major problem for them, making sure they have the resources. Live in Burns Park in North Little Rock, Brittany Johnson, KARK 4 News.
And Brittany, before you go, we're less than 24 hours away from this deadline. What are the chances that they just go forward with that original plan?
Well, they're going to hold a meeting tomorrow between 4 and 5 o'clock where they can discuss the suggestions that have been coming into the office. The mayor says that while they do want to give people a chance to come up with a more humane option, if they don't find one that they can afford, then there is a great chance that they will go ahead and move forward with this. Not on those original dates, not December 20th through the 22nd, but at some point in the near future, they may move forward with this hunt. Jessica.
All right, Brittany Johnson live for us tonight. Thanks so much. Meantime, the chief legal counsel for the Highway Department fired today. It's a KARK 4 News update. We told you back in September, the Highway Commission placed Robert Wilson on paid administrative leave as it investigated a report showing Wilson's employees took hours of time off without reporting it. Wilson said at the time he was simply following orders. He was later placed on unpaid leave. A spokesperson for the Highway Department says Wilson was terminated because he refused to cooperate in that investigation. Wilson has filed a lawsuit accusing the department and commission of discrimination. And state police need your help finding a bank robbery suspect. The holdup happened at 11 this morning at the Bank of Brinkley in Monroe County. Deputies say a man entered the bank, demanded money as he approached the teller. Witnesses described the robber as being in his early to mid 60s, around 6 feet tall with gray facial hair. If you have seen that man right there on your screen, you are asked to call police.
In North Little Rock, a man makes off with a safe loaded with personal banking information and more. In this week's Central Arkansas Crime Stopper report, North Little Rock Community Center falls victim apparently to a burglar. It happened November 25th at the center on Willow Road. Detectives know how the guy got in there and where he headed first because it's all on tape. And when they played it,
they were able to obtain video footage of a black male subject entering the gymnasium door, and once he entered the door, he went into an office area and removed a dolly and a safe.
The safe was, as mentioned, full of banking information, credit card numbers, checking account information, things like that for about 300 to 400 members of the center. But all the bad guy got was a workout lugging that safe around. Police found the safe. They found the information still inside. So, safe. If you know who may have done this crime, a reward of up to $1,000 is being offered by Central Arkansas Crime Stoppers for information leading to an arrest and a conviction. As always, when you call that number, you can remain anonymous. The number, 340-TIPS.
Now from KARK4, your weather authority, Chief Meteorologist Guz Malzahn.
Well, good Wednesday evening, everybody. The cold front we've been talking about the past couple of days taking its time moving across the state of Arkansas. Showers and thunderstorms lining up along that front from the northwest and north central part of the state on toward east central sections of Oklahoma. Now, there have been some reports of some brief heavy rain. No reports of any severe weather. We're not expecting any severe weather tonight. Might see some gusty winds, perhaps some small hail, but we're not expecting anything more than that. Those showers and thunderstorms lining up from near DeQueen up through the Mena area, south of Hartford. They continue off to the north and east toward the Russellville area, clearing Fort Smith just a short time ago. That line continues toward north central Arkansas, up around the Oxford area, just to the north of Pocahontas, and further southwest toward Leslie and the Harrison area, and again down to I-40 just to the west of the Little Rock area. Now, this line, what is expected to happen as we head through the evening hours is it will orient itself more to the east and west along and south of I-40. So once the rain clears the northern third of the state, I think you folks up there will just see cloudy skies through much of the day tomorrow. But I think the rain will end by afternoon across southern parts of Arkansas. And it looks like it'll continue along the Louisiana state line for much of the day tomorrow, as we expect that front to really slow down before it finally gets pushed eastward a little bit later on during the day on Friday. Well, temperatures across the area today were very nice. They topped out, in fact, in areas at levels that we normally don't see except in the middle of October. 63 the high temperature at Russellville today, 66 over at West Memphis. Here in Little Rock, 65 degrees, 65 at Monticello, and one of the warmer spots down at Texarkana, 67 degrees. Well, right now in Little Rock, we have cloudy skies, areas of light rain just to the west, and some scattering of light showers in and around the Little Rock area. Our current temperature also our high for the day. It's 65 degrees outside at 10 o'clock at night in the middle of December. Dew point is at 60, so humidity is at 84%. Wind south at 12 miles per hour. That's where all that warm and very moist air is coming from. And the barometer currently 29.98 and falling, with an area of low pressure and cold front headed our way. 58 right now at Harrison. Folks over at Fort Smith currently 61. It's 63 at Stuttgart and currently 64 degrees down in Hope. Well, plenty of clouds, and that'll continue as we head through the day tomorrow and into early Friday as this line of showers and thunderstorms slowly migrates to the south. Now, I think what's going to happen during the day tomorrow is as this frontal system slows its southward progress along the border with Louisiana, we'll see a break in the precipitation across much of the state. It'll redevelop as yet another disturbance comes out of Texas, so rain will redevelop by tomorrow night, continue into early Friday until high pressure with colder and drier air moves in. That'll give us a nice weekend. Next storm system, though, will be headed our way to start the week before Christmas. As far as rainfall totals, I think most of the state will see anywhere from about a ½ inch to an 1.5 inches of rain. It looks like no major problems are expected. Rainfall shouldn't be any higher than that. For tonight, though, we're looking for an 80% chance of thunderstorms here in the capital city, down to 59. For tomorrow, 65 degrees, 60% chance of rain. It'll taper off by afternoon and redevelop tomorrow night. And as that cold front passes through, temperatures will fall after about 4 o'clock into the mid-50s. For Friday, only 50 degrees with rain ending by about noontime. The weekend looks great right now, mid-50s to around 60 degrees with mostly sunny to partly cloudy skies. And then, of course, when we all head back to work, it'll be raining again on Monday and Tuesday. And of course, when you're driving around doing that Christmas shopping, you can get our forecast on the Wolf FM.
Rainy days and Mondays.
Rainy days and Mondays and Thursdays and half of Fridays. But the weekend's always sunshiny.
Oh, that's nice. Yes. I like it.
65 on Friday.
Hard to believe.
Yeah, kind of weird. All right. I believe it. You put it right there.
Yeah.
Keith, thanks very much.
Occupy Little Rock protesters still camping out, not going home, but they are going green.
The campsite technician built this wind turbine to help the protesters lower the dependency on generators. They say their new system generated enough power for the whole camp this afternoon, solely using the power of the wind.
Using the natural resources that are sitting all around us. And there's no reason to be consuming fossil fuels, to be eating up all these non-rechargeable batteries when everything we have can be recharged with what is around us.
There you go. Technician Shay Scott says he learned how to build the turbine on the internet, and he hopes the camps around the nation will join them by getting off the grid a bit.
Still ahead, the drawdown of American troops in Iraq marked by a presidential address today.
Plus, Time Magazine names its Person of the Year. You might be hard-pressed to figure out who it is. These stories and more coming your way in 60 seconds.
This is KARK 4 News at 10 in high definition with Bob Clausen, Jessica Dean, Chief Meteorologist Keith Monahan, and Sports with Carrie O'Hara.